Hi, I'm Tammy Fontana with All in the Family Counseling Center Private Limited. I'm a clinically trained mental health professional with over 30,000 clinical hours of working with clients. I am clinically trained in sex therapy and systemic therapy. I work in complex developmental trauma, attachment issues, and I often work with very difficult cases where people have very intense feelings around anxiety or depression or low self-worth and self-esteem. These are all issues that are relevant when we are dealing with infidelity. Oftentimes what happens is infidelity is actually a really complicated symptom of very deep, complex underlying issues within the relationship and within the individuals. And one of the things that makes it very difficult is that people often oversimplify infidelity as some sort of weakness in moral character. But in fact, there are often around 5 different streams that can result in somebody making a decision to have infidelity. And so when I'm working with couples, they're often in a lot of pain. There's often a lot of crisis, and by the time infidelity happens, which again, what is infidelity? Infidelity is we have an agreement and you broke the agreement. So it's a breaking of an agreement. People are often distracted by the sexual component of it, but this is where we can have emotional infidelity, we can have financial infidelity, we can have sexual infidelity where somebody is maybe having sex with a prostitute and it doesn't mean anything, but they're emotionally committed. So there's a lot of different types of betrayals, and this can affect it. But basically it is when we have an agreement and you have broken the agreement without consulting me. And oftentimes by the time there's a betrayal in place, there is usually 2 to 4 years of things building up in the relationship. And this often has to do with people's ability to have healthy boundaries. There's often issues in the couple and with the individuals around healthy boundary setting. Usually one or both of the couples are struggling with dealing with feelings that come from reality. Often what I see in cases with infidelity, there are people who are struggling with the feelings that come from reality. These are couples maybe where they're not having sex for years, but they don't know how to address it or deal with it. They're growing distant and apart, and they don't want to really face into it or know how to deal with that. So a lot of times infidelity is also coming out of the couple situation, not knowing how to deal with life difficulties, the reality of life, and both couples are just sort of colluding together unconsciously to avoid a lot of these things until one person does something so extreme that it forces the couple to face things, and then couples get distracted by the betrayal, they get distracted by the sex, there's all this pain. And so the infidelity is sort of a symptom of all this underlying things. And then within the individuals, there may be issues around other mental health issues that could be related to personality disorder issues, insecurity, oftentimes emotional underdevelopment. Sometimes we have people who are biologically adults, but emotionally they're anywhere between 7 to 16 years old emotionally. And emotionally people are impulsive, they don't think about consequences, they can be self-centered or self-absorbed, and this can affect how they make decisions that result in breaking an adult agreement around marriage or things like that. So when we're dealing with infidelity, people are in a lot of pain, and it's not just about forgiveness, because what does that even mean? It's really doing the difficult work to understand the underlying issues that laid the foundation for one person to make this decision to break the agreement. And so if infidelity is something you're facing, you're probably in a lot of pain, there's a huge amount of fear. These are things I help couples navigate. There can also be reluctance from one or person to want to do therapy. If you are either the betrayer or the betrayed and your partner doesn't want to do therapy, there's a lot that you can do on your own, and I help people with this. So you can contact me. All the information is below. And thank you so much.